Hey guys, Marsling here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are jumping in for another one of the legendary Vegeta event missions. We're doing Powerful Comeback, but I wanted to do a different build for this, because I did actually record a run for this, and it went well. I don't think I used any items. I think we used like a support memory that I'd forgotten was equipped, but the run took a very, very long time. Had a lot of stackers, had units like Namek, Goku, but we struggled very consistently throughout the event to actually get like his 18 key super. So he wasn't really ever stacking attack. He was getting really, really good defense and like tanking supers and stuff like that, but it meant that the run took a very long time. So in that video, I was talking about a potential strategy for this run is to just use this full Universe Survival Saga or Reps of Universe 7 based team, and then use the Zeno support memory, which meant I had to then go off and farm a bunch of orange film, because annoyingly you can't buy up to 200, you can only buy them in multiples of 10, and then if you're at an odd number, then tough. So I think I ended up, I was at like 193, so I just jumped into like the Genius Bulma's battle prep mission like a couple of times to restock on some of my items ready for the next world tournament, get those last few reels, so we had the 200 orange film reels, and then we're able to use the Zeno support memory. So obviously the Zeno support memory, very, very powerful for this team. An extra 10% attack and defense, like stat on top of your everything else for the entire event, is really, really useful. Because I have to say, for me personally, like support memories, there's some really, really good ones for shorter events like Super Battle Road or the God event, but like there aren't really any that stand out to me as being super, super good for long form events, except for the ones that are like really specific to like specific category teams, like this Zeno one. There's obviously the Planet Namek Saga one. The new stages on Super Battle Road for JP are going to build up to there being a Goku family one, and then I assume they'll do a Vegeta family one after that. Because things like the the green film Icarus one, really good for Super Battle Road, because when it activates on a turn where you've lost a certain amount of HP, you get a bunch of extra attack and defense. Really, really good. In something like this, you could take a super on the wrong unit in like the second phase, and they take a load of damage, and then you're stuck with, you get the effect come out and you're like, you know, on phase 2. So your support memory has already been used up before you get to the later part of the event, where it's actually a lot harder, the enemy's hitting you harder, and then you kind of wish you could actually get that extra 10% attack and defense for one turn. So some of the support memories, I'm definitely looking forward to some of them coming out to be better for longer form events. They don't even have to make it so that it's like this, right, where you get a buff for the entire event, because obviously that is very powerful. But since they have ones that just straight up activate on turn 1, so are essentially useless for longer form events, they should bring out some that only activate on like turn 6 or something like that, right, where they're aimed to be used in these longer events, like turn 8 even, like who knows, because then, you know, then you really are getting towards like the end. I mean, some of these runs against Vegeta, because he has a lot of HP, especially in the later stages, and he can dodge, they could bring out a support memory that literally activates on like turn 10, and then it basically is just designed to be used in the Vegeta event or the GT Goku event. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do with that in the future. But obviously this team is very, very strong. We have a lot of very good options. Now you're probably already wondering, I guess I should have addressed this like right at the start. There are no UI Gokus on this team. I said, well, the LR UI Gokus, because both the LR UI Gokus, AGL and STR, they do rely very heavily on their dodge, and then when you get to the final phase, you cannot dodge. Especially AGL UI Goku, right? AGL UI Goku, he gets defense each time he dodges. So if you dodge an attack or two, and then he takes a hit, it's not too bad. Whereas obviously once you get to the last phase, he can't dodge at all. So he can't get any of those defense buffs. So he will take a little bit of damage from the normal attacks from Blue Evolution Vegeta. And then of course, if he gets super attacked, there is no like, oh well, he might dodge and I'll be fine. Like if he gets super attacked by Blue Evolution Vegeta, then he will just get absolutely destroyed. So definitely not what we want. And then of course the STR UI Goku is sort of in the same boat. Now he stacks permanently attack and defense by dodging. So as we go through the event, obviously by the time we get towards the end, he would be fully built up by when we get to the AGL phase. But his defense is just not good enough that fully built up without being able to dodge, he's just going to be able to survive like an onslaught of attacks from Blue Evolution Vegeta. And again, if he ends up being the one that takes a super attack, he's just going to get immediately destroyed. Now, don't get me wrong, we're not like running a team full of people that can all tank supers. I mean, here, unfortunately, is Roshi taking a type disadvantage super from Vegeta. But that does give us the transformation for the int UI nice and early, which is nice. He does get a 100% chance to dodge on the turn that he transforms, so obviously that is quite useful. Would be useful later on in the event, of course, but not too late because you can't dodge. Imagine getting his transformation in like the actually in the Blue Evolution Vegeta phase when you literally cannot dodge. That'd be quite annoying, but he's an infinite stacker as well. So for now, we're just going to run the rotations. I say for now, we'll probably do this for the whole event. But we're going to run the rotations of the two different UI Gokus and then the Blue Evolution Vegetas as the two rotations. Because the UI Gokus are stacking and then Blue Evolution Vegeta. He gets a lot of hate, but he's a decent defensive unit. The friend is 90%, mine is 79%. They're both full level 10 links. The only downside for him, of course, is like when you're taking a super attack straight away in like slot 1. Then obviously, you know, he needs to get hit to build up his defense. But we do have pretty decent defense built up with this physical UI Goku, and obviously he activates the active skill. Okay, obviously he has type advantage. He's stacking. We have the support from Gohan and Piccolo. They build up over time as well, just by, you know, start a turn. They get a little bit of extra attack and defense until they've reached their maximum. So even though we're using them as an off-rotation floating unit, they're still going to be fairly built up by the time we get to the end. And then, of course, we also have both the Blue Evolution Vegetas and the Roshi have revival skills. Vegeta has to be hit 7 times. We are not prioritizing putting him in front of all the attacks, which I guess we probably should be doing. But the Roshi revival skill is one of the easiest one I think out of everyone that has a revival skill to get, right? Because it's the below 50% HP, but you only have to have 2 Turtle School allies on the team, and we have 2 Gokus, so his restriction is being fulfilled. So, but yeah, at least this Gohan and Piccolo, they're here to provide a little bit of extra support. But they're obviously going to have type advantage in the final phase as well. So we'll just go ahead and do this. Get same type of orbs with Goku just because he's been stacking. And then go ahead and do this. I mean, this presents us with a good situation here because I don't need to bother healing, because if we take a stray super attack and we die, we just revive. So it's fine. And then next turn we're going to get the Dokkan attack. So 5.6 million attack stat from UI Goku. Obviously, like, he's an infinite stacking unit, but he is just very, very powerful anyway. There's another additional super, 5.7. So he's really dishing out the damage here. No crit though, sadly, but 2 million damage. I mean, we take that. And of course, he has that chance to dodge as well. And then Vegeta's at a 3.3. Vegeta, of course, built in additional chance in his passive. Both the Vegetas on the Blue Evolution Vegetas on the team have dupes, so they have the chance to additional from the hidden potential as well. Any additional super is a guaranteed crit because of the way their high chance to crit on super mechanic works. So there you go. If you get a turn like this where you triple super, the second and the third super are guaranteed crits. So unfortunately, we lost the coin flip on the first one, but then it just doesn't matter. And yeah, we're not even going to get the revival off here because Roshi should finish him off. We've only got the 12 key super, so he's only hitting a 1.4 million attack stat. Obviously, he's not the best link partner with Vegeta. Yeah, what a surprise. He gets the additional normal with a crit, though. Let's go. Master Roshi supremacy. Taking out God Vegeta. So we don't have the revival built up for you yet, and unfortunately it has to be start of turn. So even if, like, say he'd been hit 6 times and he gets hit obviously once here at the start, that doesn't activate the revival. So physical UI Goku is only up to 220k defense, so I think what I will do here is, rather than risk it, I'll go for the heal with the Android 8, because I think I can probably avoid the Dokkan attack here. I want to try and make sure we get rainbow orbs for the physical blue boys at the end though, so they can get multiple additional attacks. So we're going to get the Dokkan attack here. Oh yes, perfect. We avoid it because it always feels kind of bad getting the Dokkan attack on the turn where you've just healed. But we are now taking a super attack in slot 1, so 267k. This is what I was saying about previously. The worst case scenario for Blue Evolution Vegeta is the first attack of the turn that you take is a super, because you want to get hit and build up that damage reduction a little bit first, and then you notice, of course, that super attack then deals significantly less damage. But it is what it is. We don't get the crit on the first super, but of course now we're going to get the guaranteeds, which obviously helps us out here because we are fighting a physical enemy. I mean, to be fair, the Android 8 gives you a defensive buff, which isn't the most effective protection against the super attack. So the fact that without that build up yet for the turn, he didn't take a crazy amount of damage from the super attack there. And then look at this, dodging the super attack from the Goku Vegeta. We get crits on all of the normal attacks, and then we proc the additional super. Don't dodge this as well. Okay, good. The blue boys are good for difficult content. I feel like they're super underrated, but they raise their defense on super attack. So on the turns like this where they double super, their defense is going to be really, really high. So what we do here is we just go ahead and super attack with... Get the Dokkan attack with UI Goku. Hopefully we get the crit, because obviously he's been stacking. His attack is going to be very, very high at this point. And we do still have the defense buff from the Android 8 in effect as well. So if we can crit, his Dokkan attack is going to do big damage here. And then we have the follow-up attack from the LR Vegeta in slot 2, full 24 key. So get all of these nodes, get the full damage reduction. This is only turn 10 as well, so this run definitely going faster than the previous one, I can tell you that for sure. I think the finished recording of the original run, it was like 27 minutes or 28 minutes. I think the actual timer that comes up at the end for the stage, it was like 27 minutes or something. So no crit, sadly, on the Dokkan attack, but still pretty decent amount of damage. And now it's all up to the friend Vegeta here. Can we come in clutch with these additionals and the crit chance on super? Or he's just going to dodge, apparently. And we don't get the additionals either. Very unfortunate. Definitely don't want him to super attack Gohan and Piccolo here. That would be not good. So yeah, that's exactly what he does, of course. Do we survive this? I don't think we had Vegeta's revival activated on this turn. We do survive, however. So even with him lowering the defense as well, they still tank reasonably well. And then we have the revival active here from... Oh no, we healed from the Dokkan attack, didn't we? So what is your defense? 29k. I think we put you in slot 1. You probably share some extra links with you, right? Like Kamehameha, I would imagine. Yeah. So let's put Vegeta in slot 1. Grab these. Get a nice big 18 key super for Roshi. So that is always the irritating thing about this event with, you know, we would have probably been all good in that final turn if he hadn't dodged the super attack from Vegeta. Obviously, I have no way to know because it didn't connect whether or not we were going to crit. There you go. R1's coming in clutch here. Because, yeah, we wouldn't have finished him off, but getting that good RNG with all the additional supers and whatnot. Like, both of the anniversary LRs do rely on RNG a certain amount, like Goku obviously because of the dodging, but here when you're in a situation where you got type disadvantage, you really want to be getting those additional supers. You want to be critting on the first super of the turn as well, and just getting a little bit unlucky when it comes to that respect. So another super in the final slot from Vegeta. Oh, and of course, you know, then Roshi will dodge the normal attack because of course he does. So I think what we do here is we just put Vegeta in slot 1 and go ahead and get the revival. So I'm going to go ahead and just do this, and then... Oh, I thought that was another purple orb. Oh well. Fortunately, it's not going to matter, because I guess worst case scenario, we get all the way to the end of the rotation, and now the blue boys will just get killed, because they are not super attacking. So their defense without super attacking is not particularly good. And of course, you know, in UI Goku could get super attacked. I don't think we're in any risk of killing him here, because that would be kind of awkward if we get into the next turn and we're still on super low health. I don't know if we have a revival. And that's exactly what happens. So, do we have a revival unit? Oh, we do. Okay, so yeah, Vegeta's revival is active at this point. So, I think what we'll do here then is... Oh, yeah, they have Kamehameha, so we'll leave them together. So, we'll go ahead and do this. We know we're in no danger of potentially getting killed here, because we will revive if we do. So, it doesn't matter who he super attacks or anything like that. So, actually, we're in a good spot here because we can try and get as much extra damage like squeezed out as possible, because now I think both Vegetas have their revival skill conditions met. So what this means is, even if we survive this turn and we don't get the revival is just going to be active every turn until we finally get it, because both rotations now have a character whose revival conditions have been met and we are on incredibly low HP. So I guess it depends how well Gohan and Piccolo are going to tank these hits from Vegeta here, because they do have type advantage. That's the reason why I brought them as the 6th unit on the team. So double digits from the normals. Is he going to last slot super attack again? He is. So I feel like this probably kills them, even though they have type advantage, right? Yeah, 200k. So gets the KO, but then Vegeta coming in with the revival skill. I love Vegeta's animation. I think I mentioned this in the last video that we used him, but this episode of Super was very hype for me as a Vegeta fan. Having this Vegeta picturing all of the people that he needs to protect by saving their universe, powering up to fight back against God Topo. Obviously, this is when he first then became Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, if I remember rightly. But now we are back to life and ready to go. So let's go ahead and active skill with Vegeta as well. Why not? Let's go ahead and get the costume change. Unless we crit, he's not really going to do any damage, unfortunately. But this is everything I've got. Come on, crit. The only problem, of course, with this guy is it's very good to give him a lot of additional, and you don't really need to give him a lot of crit in theory because of how his super attack effect works. But then it just means that you're not very likely to crit on his active skill, which is unfortunate. But we're back to life with a very significant amount of HP. We'll go ahead and grab... can we get the 18 key super for Roshi? We can't, but we'll get the same type orbs nonetheless. And we should be looking very good here now. UI Goku just tanking for double digit damage. 6.2 million attacks that on his super attack. Obviously, once you get to the end of this kind of event, like this in UI Goku is going to be doing very solid damage. But you can see, like, Vegeta's defense is very, very good. Like, we've got some of these really hard-hitting units, but without getting crits. I mean, we're doing, what was it UI Goku did? Like 1.75 million, which is pretty good. But then when you look at how much his overall health bar goes down from taking almost 2 million damage, it's not the hugest amount, but I think we are... Is he like half dead? Which, considering this is the last phase, yeah, almost. Wow, Roshi taking 35k from the normals. Of course, Roshi has that very, very good defensive utility with the fact that he can dodge, but unfortunately not anymore. So we'll still leave Vegeta in slot 1 because that damage reduction is very helpful. His defense wasn't hugely off of what UI Goku is at here. And then we can get one Rainbow Orb for the Blue Boys. So depending on RNG with the crits and stuff here, we could be setting up for the final turn, because Vegeta's just taking double-digit damage from everything. 4 million attack stat. We just want him to get one of those turns where we actually get the multiple supers that are all crits. So starts off with a crit. There we go. Now we're getting the additional. Guaranteed crit on this one. Didn't dodge, because that's another thing that's always super annoying when you get to what you think is going to be the final turn, and then he just starts dodging all of your attacks. It's super annoying, but UI Goku not dealing a crazy amount of damage, but he gets the double super. We crit on this one? No crit, but reasonable damage from doing 2 supers. Tanks for double digits, and then the Blue Boys 4.41. We're only able to get 1 Rainbow Orb for them, so they don't have a crazy high crit chance. They're not going to do tons of additional attacks. But can we get the additional super? No additional super, but double digits. So there you go. This will be the last turn unless he decides to just dodge literally everything. But with the support from Gohan and Piccolo, with their defense, like the fact they got type advantage, I mean, they might even potentially have to be the ones to finish him off. Let's see here. So, in UI Goku, his defense is very high at this point. Yeah, 326k. That's still a lot of damage from the super, but since he supered Goku, we basically know that everybody else on the rotation just takes double-digit damage from all of his normal attacks, so we're not in danger of dying here. And then Vegeta, hopefully, finishes us off here with the guaranteed crit. Well, guaranteed crit. The 50% chance to crit. Do we get it? We do not. But he's going to additional. I don't know what it is about Blue Evolution Vegeta. Let me know if this is the same on your game as well. But it feels like whatever team I use him on, it always lags for like a second before he super attacks, even on his first super attack. So that's how I knew he was going to additional there, because there was that slight delay. But there you go. That is the Universe Survival Saga version of Powerful Comeback. If you guys are interested, I'll post the original team that I did use down below. It had like Tech Gohan, Namek Goku, Tech Gogeta. But obviously, if you were playing during the anniversary and you could build this team, we used one item and the Zeno support memory. And we finished it in like 8 minutes less than the other run that I did. So this is a very good one. So let me know what team you used for this mission down below in the comment section. And we have one final mission to go. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.